What's up, Budget Billers? My name is Trail, better known as Budget Bill, and this is your fourth stimulus check update and stimulus package update for Wednesday, July the 21st. Hello, everyone, and we finally have some great news to share with you. We finally have more positive news regarding a huge increase in benefits for our Social Security recipients, our seniors, our veterans, or VA beneficiaries. Next year, they are expecting to receive a huge increase in benefits. This is more commonly known as the cost of living adjustment, or COLA. Now, we have talked about this in the past for our Social Security recipients, but now we have more concrete numbers to go by, and we have knowledge of our VA beneficiaries will be receiving an increase as well. So this video will be for those who are on SSI, SSDI, VA, or our veterans and our seniors. Most of you have been wanting and needing some type of increase in benefits since before the pandemic was a thing. And even now, with the rising prices and cost of goods and services and a couple of stimulus checks, the need for benefit increases still remains the same. So those are just some of the topics that we are going to cover today. But if this is your first time to the channel, hey, welcome and glad to have you. I would appreciate it if you go ahead and subscribe to the channel. If you haven't subscribed to the channel as of yet, it is totally free. And if you hit the like button for us, it really helps out the channel. So other than that, guys, hey, let's go ahead and jump into the video. Okay, guys, first off, I want to go ahead and give a shout out to the Milwaukee Bucks for winning the 2021 NBA championship last night against the Phoenix Suns. Milwaukee hasn't had a championship since 1971, which was literally 50 years ago. So big shout out to them, guys. Okay, we have new information out that tells us that our Social Security recipients may get the biggest cost of living bump in almost 40 years. This is mainly being driven by a rebounding economy that's causing the biggest surge in inflation that we have seen in years. 69 million Americans who collect Social Security are on track to get the largest cost of living adjustment since 1983, with one advocacy group for senior citizens projecting a 6.1% increase due to the surging inflation. Wow, guys, if this happens, that could be a huge increase. Now, if we compare that increase to the previous increase in 2020, that increase was only 1.6%. But I will do even better than that. Let's go ahead and look at this chart on the screen from the Social Security Administration Office, and this shows all of the increases since 1975. And we can clearly see that this projected increase is much larger than ever previous years since 1983. It's crazy because we can see some of these years was actually a 0% increase. But either way it goes, guys, hey, the amount of benefits that is provided today is just simply not enough, especially when comparing to the current cost of living in America, especially depending on where you actually live. I can't imagine living in Los Angeles, California right now with these types of benefits that you are receiving. And here's Amy Peakey to tell us about the possible reasons for this COLA adjustment.
Yeah, it all boils down to inflation. I think everybody's aware that things cost more this year. Groceries are up. Cars are more expensive. Gas, of course, when you go to the gas station, it's a lot more expensive this year to fill up your tank than it was last year. And the Social Security Administration uses the inflation figures to determine the annual cost of living bump that it will put into checks the following year. So that means that the Social Security Administration is tracking inflation and looking at these numbers, and they'll decide, based on the inflation this year, what seniors will see in their checks next year. And right now they're projecting, or not they, but advocates are projecting, given inflation so far this year, it's going to be 6.1%, which is much bigger than the current year's increase, which was only 1.3%.
So yeah, guys, we already know that there is major inflation going on right now, and how it will affect the economy, we really don't know just yet. These inflation projections don't look good for our country as a whole, but that's what's going to have a major effect on these benefit increases next year in 2022. But I do have some bad news to share with you, because Social Security recipients recipients will have to wait for this increase a little while longer because the SSA only adjusts its payments once per year, which this increase will be changed sometime in December, and that will be paid in January, which means our seniors and our Social Security beneficiaries wouldn't receive a COLA adjustment until January of 2022. Now, these are the projections we have right now in July, but can these percentages actually change before the end of the year?
Yeah, great questions. The increase will come into effect in January's checks, and then that will be in effect for the rest of the year. The decision won't be made until October, so there is a possibility that it could come in lower than this or even higher if, for instance, inflation actually increases throughout the summer. The Social Security Administration will look at inflation over the summer and make its decision based on that in the fall. So there are a few months left to wait. So it's possible that it will fluctuate from that 6.1% increase. But advocates say that it's very likely it's going to be a lot higher than the current year's increase just because of what we're seeing with prices right now. The big question with inflation is this transitory or is it going to continue? And as I think most people know, inflation is up because we're coming out of the pandemic. There's a huge amount of demand. There are supply bottlenecks, and that's causing prices to go up. So the question is, as things become more normal, will those prices even out?
So as we can see, the 6.1% increase could go up even higher depending on how the inflation continues throughout the remaining of the year. But analysts project it will stay around the 6.1 range. Now, we do have a new bill that's being reintroduced by Representative John Garamendi. It's called the Fair COLA for Seniors Act of 2021. This new bill is HR 4315 in case you guys wanted to look it up. But this was reintroduced on July the 1st. This bill is actually more tied to the spending habits of our seniors. Now, I must admit, when I first read this, I thought it was kind of weird that they would be basing this off of the amount of spending that our seniors had. Considering if seniors don't really have any money, what type of spending habits could they possibly have? But this bill was actually created to change the way COLA, or the cost of living adjustment, is calculated. The bill would experiment with the Social Security to use the Consumer Price Index for the elderly instead of using the Consumer Price Index for the urban wage earners and clerical workers. Now, supporters are saying that this change would lead to a more equitable cost of living adjustment for seniors. HR 4315 would increase benefits and ensure that the cost of living adjustment in Social Security would reflect the real rising cost of seniors and disabled Americans. So far, there are about 24 lawmakers supporting this bill, and 23 out of 24 of them are Democrats, which is not surprising. Now, Garamendi says that
seniors and disabled citizens rely on Social Security benefits for a large portion of their income, and it's about time for Social Security benefits to reflect their lifestyles. Using a COLA that actually reflects how retirees spend their money, especially in health care, is a no-brainer that will increase benefits and make Social Security work better for the people it serves.
Now, they have been doing some studies on this new experimental COLA increase change, and what they have found out is that it would have accounted for about 10.1% increase, but that's just for using some estimates that they have so far. But hey, if they are able to pass the HR 4315 bill, or the Fair COLA for Seniors Act of 2021, this could really spruce up the Social Security benefits. That 10% increase sure does sound better than the projected 6.1% increase that they are calling for. We will have to wait and see how much traction this bill gains over the next 30 days. But hypothetically speaking, if they can change this COLA calculation and provide that $200 per month increase for Social Security recipients, that would be a huge step for the Biden administration, and most of all, providing additional benefits for our most vulnerable people that need it the most right now. Now guys, hey, let me know what you think about this projected 6.1% increase for 2022, and what do you think about this new bill proposal that would change the calculation? I'm curious to see how you guys feel about this. But other than that, guys, hey, I will try and check back on this topic in a couple of weeks to see if it has any updates on it so far. Other than that, guys, hey, that's all I have for you today. But hey, don't forget about the Rakuten promotion where you can get the $30 for free, as well as the Webull promotion where you can get 2 free stocks. Both of those links will be down below in the description. Other than that, guys, hey, this has been another fourth stimulus check update for today. Now, if you enjoyed any of this information or found it to be useful, be sure to hit the like button for me. It definitely helps out a lot, and it tells YouTube to share this video with others. And if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button for me so that you can be a part of this community, and hit the notification bell to be notified of each new video. Again, as always, hey, I appreciate you guys stopping by and watching, and I hope to see you on the next video. Peace.